I'm Justin McRoberts, and you are listening to the Title Pending audio series, a collection of readings focused on moments in my own creative history that I hope shed an inspired light on yours. Chapter 7. Don't stare at the big picture, but keep it close at hand. Author and founder of CD Baby, Derek Sivers, suggests that telling people when you're planning to do something significant can be dangerous to the actual completion of the work. Sivers believes that the emotional reward that comes from being celebrated and encouraged just for having the idea too easily becomes a cheap replacement for the better reward of actually finishing something and getting it into people's lives. I've seen this play out in the lives of friends who publicly committed to losing weight or writing a book or starting a business. We applauded and cheered their idea and their verbal commitment, and then nothing happened. Nothing changed. Nothing got done. And that's what makes me think Sivers is right. Applause satiated a hunger in our friends for actual life change. It was a big deal to folks around me in 1999 when I cut and released my first album. It was a big deal for me too. I felt good about my decision even before finishing the record and releasing it, much less selling any copies. Since then, it's been more or less expected that I would be making and releasing music. The emotional reward of announcing a new project has been, after the first effort, almost entirely replaced by the deeper reward of executing and finishing. Now, when I'm at the beginning of a project, I generally let just one or two people into my process and share my vision, or at least as much of it as I have clearly in mind. They're people who will hold me to the work I've committed to rather than just pat me on the back for coming up with the idea. They're people who will say, "So what's your plan? How are you going to make that happen?" Be careful not to share your vision and plans with folks who will only be elated at the very thought that you have a vision and a plan. If you can't think of friends who would be more interested in seeing you finish your work than having ideas about it, well, then I would suggest keeping it entirely to yourself and sharing the story once you're done. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Title Pending audio series. If you've enjoyed listening and you'd like to take another step or two in the direction of your own creative process, navigate your way to yourcreativeprocess.info. And there you'll find an online course I've designed for you.